Live from Appalachia, from the Enclave Network channel, it's The Late Shift, starring Lincoln Monroe. The Late Shift, The Late Shift, America's favorite late night show.
Good evening, Appalachia, and welcome back to The Late Shift, the only talk show brave enough to continue broadcasting despite repeated evidence that it probably shouldn't. Now, before we begin, yes, I am aware that I look exceptional tonight. You don't need to adjust your Pip-Boys, clean your glasses, or send letters confirming it. As many of you know, my recent musical endeavors have been met with what can only be described as overwhelming public admiration. At least that's how I interpreted it. Unfortunately, Command disagrees. In fact, I recently submitted what I believed was a perfectly reasonable proposal for tonight's broadcast. A special 2-hour event dedicated entirely to an in-depth interview with Appalachia's most fascinating personality, me. I had prepared questions. I had prepared answers. I even prepared follow-up questions in case I impressed myself. Command denied the request immediately. According to the official response, and I quote, "Monroe is not permitted to interview Monroe, a decision I continue to view as deeply anti-artistic. So instead of exploring my creative process, my musical future, and my many contributions to modern broadcasting, we have guests. And despite my objections, I am told they are actually quite interesting." Tonight we'll hear from a man defeated by fishing equipment, a leader helping shape one of Appalachia's largest fallout communities, a bounty hunter whose career has been systematically destroyed by another bounty hunter, and a milkman whose delivery route appears to violate several known laws of nature. Honestly, the milkman may still be less concerning than my symptomatic machine, which, for the record, continues to behave perfectly. And that worries me. Machines do not improve, they wait. Somewhere right now it is planning something. I can feel it. But until disaster arrives, we proceed. This is The Late Shift. Our first guest tonight joins us from a Blue Ridge-sponsored lobster catching operation in the mire. Now, when I first heard about this assignment, I imagined long hours, dangerous waters, and perhaps the occasional encounter with hostile wildlife. What I did not expect was a field report describing what may be the first documented case of a Mirelurk King choosing comedy over murder. Please welcome our guest.
Thank you, Monroe. I appreciate the opportunity to finally tell my side of this story because somehow everybody else involved is focused entirely on the trap. The operation itself was going great. Honestly, one of the best Blue Ridge jobs I'd worked in a long time. The traps were full, the weather was cooperating, and we were bringing in enough lobster that people were already talking about extending the operation another week. Morale was high, nobody was injured. Everything was running exactly the way it was supposed to. Then I noticed a Mirelurk King standing nearby. Not attacking, not moving, just watching us. Now normally that's concerning, but after enough years in Appalachia you learn that creatures do strange things. So I kept working. Every now and then I'd look over and it would still be there, staring at the operation like it was evaluating our performance. Eventually I started checking another group of traps closer to shore. That's when I realized the Mirelurk King wasn't looking at me anymore. It was looking at the equipment, specifically one empty trap sitting beside me. At the time I thought absolutely nothing of it, which in hindsight was a catastrophic failure of judgment. Before I could react, the thing walked over, grabbed the trap, lifted it into the air, and dropped it directly over my head. Not enough force to hurt me, not enough force to knock me down, just enough force to get it perfectly stuck around my shoulders. And Monroe, it was a perfect throw. There wasn't a second attempt. There wasn't a correction. It landed exactly where it wanted it to land.
Which suggests a level of planning I find deeply uncomfortable.
Exactly. That's what nobody is talking about. Everyone laughs at the trap. Nobody is asking why a Mirelurk King apparently understands practical jokes. I couldn't see properly. I couldn't get the thing off. I was stumbling around trying to figure out what happened while the rest of the crew completely abandoned professionalism. Not one person came to help. Some were laughing too hard to stand. One guy sat down in the mud because he couldn't breathe. Meanwhile, the Mirelurk King is still standing there watching. Then it made this clicking sound. Maybe it was normal Mirelurk communication. Maybe it wasn't. But to this day, I am convinced that creature was laughing at me.
And then it left?
That's the worst part. It simply turned around and walked away. No attack. It achieved its objective and departed the area completely satisfied. The trip back to camp was humiliating. Nobody asked if I was injured. Nobody asked what happened. People just started taking photographs. One person asked if Blue Ridge had changed the uniform. Another threw bait into the side of the trap and wished me luck. I'd fought raiders who treated me with more respect.
So where does the situation stand today?
Today this has become personal. Somewhere in the mire there is a Mirelurk King that believes it won. I intend to correct that misunderstanding. I don't know when. I don't know how. But eventually we're gonna meet again. And one of us is leaving with a trap on their head. And this time it won't be me.
Appalachia. Our thanks to a man currently engaged in a personal rivalry with a crustacean. When we return, Chief Evelyn joins us to discuss Enclave76, the community, and the productions bringing new stories to Appalachia. Our next guest hardly needs an introduction. As Chief of Staff, she helps coordinate community operations, productions, events, and enough moving pieces to make most people question their life choices. Tonight, she's here to discuss Enclave76, our community, our productions, and how any of this continues functioning despite overwhelming evidence that it shouldn't. Please welcome Chief Evelyn Cross.
Thank you, Monroe. You know, one of the funniest things about Enclave76 is that people always expect us to be much stricter than we actually are. They see the ranks, the uniforms, the presidential broadcast, the divisions, the organized events, and immediately assume they're about to enter some highly controlled military organization. Then they join voice chat and discover somebody is decorating a kitchen for 3 hours, somebody else is chasing a squirrel across Appalachia, and 3 grown adults are arguing over whether a Mr. Handy could legally operate a restaurant. The image people have before joining and the reality they discover afterward are usually very different.
For the record, I still believe the Mr. Handy had a strong business model.
You weren't even part of that conversation.
I reviewed the findings afterward.
That somehow makes it worse. The reality is that most Fallout groups have far stricter requirements than we do. Some require attendance, some require mandatory training, some require roleplay participation, some require progression through specific systems. When we say Enclave76 is casual, we genuinely mean it. People are free to enjoy Fallout however they want. Join events, build camps, run expeditions, help other players, take screenshots, sit in voice chat after work and relax. Nobody is standing there with a clipboard taking attendance. What really makes us different is the content we create together. Most communities play Fallout 76. We do that too, but we also use the game to create things. Films, comedy shows, radio broadcasts, presidential addresses, advertisements, game shows, shorts, entire cinematic series. And the funny thing is that most productions begin with somebody having an idea that sounds completely unreasonable. One day somebody says, what if we made a radio station? Then suddenly Truth Preservation Radio exists. Someone says, what if we made a cinematic series? Then months later we're recording scenes with dozens of people across multiple locations. Someone says, what if we made a late night talk show? And now you're sitting here interviewing lobster fishermen.
History will remember my contribution.
History is actively trying not to. But that's really how most of it starts. Members contribute ideas, others volunteer to help. Before long, you've got builders creating sets, actors recording scenes, voice actors learning scripts, camera operators capturing footage, and editors somehow turning all of it into something coherent. Most people never realize how many community members are involved behind the scenes.
That's true. People see a finished episode and assume it appeared out of thin air.
Exactly. What they don't see is the person who spent 4 hours building a location, or the actor recording lines after work, or the camera operator trying to get a clean shot while somebody in the background accidentally falls off a roof, or the recording sessions where everything is running perfectly until someone forgets to mute themselves and suddenly we all get to hear a microwave.
A proud Enclave tradition.
It's happened more than once. The best part is that people don't need experience to participate. Some of our members joined because they simply enjoyed Fallout 76. Then they appeared in the production. Then another. Then another. Before they know it, they're acting in cinematics, helping with events, recording voice lines, building locations, or contributing ideas to future projects. Others simply enjoy watching the content and being part of the community. That's equally important. At the end of the day, all of this exists because people enjoy creating things together.
So if somebody watching tonight is wondering whether they'd fit into Enclave 76,
then my answer is simple. If you enjoy Fallout 76, enjoy meeting people, and enjoy being part of a community that creates something beyond the game itself, you'll fit in just fine. Everything else comes naturally.
Appalachia, our thanks to Chief Evelyn Cross. When we return, we meet a bounty hunter whose greatest enemy isn't raiders, criminals, or mutants. It's Angus getting there first.
There was a time before the silence. There was a time before the fire. Before the world had turned away. And somewhere, the stars remain. Across the mountains where the old world sleeps, steel doors closed and the silence keeps. Cities turn to memory, ash and rust below, but there is still a signal only patriots know. We watched the fires, we held the line. Through every year, through every sign, a nation does not die in flame when there are those who keep its name. Broken stone, called themselves kings while standing alone. But power was never in noise or rage. Power survived another age. In quiet halls beneath white lights, old promises survived the nights. Flags folded carefully through the years, waiting beyond the smoke and fears. Hold your breath. Hear the station, hear the sound of restoration. Stand together, face the sky. America was never meant to die. We are the enclave, the stars remain. Through every storm and every rain. One nation, one command, one future across the land. Raise your eyes, hear Eden call. America survived it all. Onward, do not wonder. The nation waits beneath the thunder. Raise your voice, stand and see what America was meant to be. Attention citizens, remain indoors. If you see the flash, then turn away. If the sirens call, remain in place. Emergency measures are now in effect. Your government prepared for this. America will endure. Hear the silence, hear the choir. Feel the old world rising higher. Stand united, do not fall. America remembers all. We are the enclave. The stars remain through every storm and every rain. One nation, one command, one future across the land. Raise your eyes, hear Eden call. America survived it all. We are the enclave. The stars remain through every storm and every rain. One nation, one command, one future across the land. Raise your eyes, hear Eden call. Survived it all. America endures. And somewhere the stars remain.
Our next guest is a bounty hunter, tracker, investigator, and according to several reports, one of the most stubborn men currently operating in the wasteland. Unfortunately, business has not been going particularly well lately. Not because there aren't criminals, not because there aren't bounties, but because somebody else keeps collecting them first. Please welcome Silas Crowe.
Thank you, Monroe. You know what really bothers me? It's not losing the bounty. It's not losing the reward. It's not even losing the reputation. It's spending 6 days tracking somebody through the wilderness, only to discover they've already been found by a man who somehow had time to stop for coffee on the way.
I'm assuming we're talking about Angus?
Who else would we be talking about? A few months ago, I was tracking a raider lieutenant operating near the mountains. Nasty piece of work. Had a decent bounty attached to him too, so I spent the better part of a week following leads, interviewing settlers, checking camps, sleeping outdoors, and generally doing everything a professional bounty hunter is supposed to do. I finally locate the camp, sneak into position and prepare for a confrontation. And there's Angus, sitting beside the campfire.
What was he doing?
Eating stew. The raider was eating stew too. They offered me a bowl. To this day, I still don't know what happened. Apparently, Angus had convinced the entire gang to surrender peacefully. I don't know how. I wasn't there for the conversation. But whatever he said worked. The bounty was over, and I spent 6 days hiking through Appalachia to arrive exactly in time for dinner.
That must have been frustrating.
Monroe, I nearly threw myself into a river. Then it happened again. Same result. I tracked a smuggler halfway across the wasteland and found him repairing a bridge with local settlers. Apparently Angus had spoken to him too.
There seems to be a pattern forming.
The pattern is that Angus is ruining my career. You know how most bounty hunters worry about dangerous criminals? I worry about seeing Angus's footprints. The really embarrassing part is that criminals seem to like him. I've never had a wanted fugitive say, "Silas, that's a fair point. I've never had a raider stop mid-crime and ask for my opinion on regional infrastructure. But apparently that happens to Angus every other Tuesday."
And if Angus wasn't enough, I've heard you have strong opinions regarding robots.
I do. Look, I spent years learning how to track people properly. You learn how people behave when they're scared, desperate, tired, or trying to hide. Then a robot shows up and solves the same problem using mathematics. A few weeks ago, I was tracking a fugitive through the mire. It was miserable. Rain and mud, gulpers, ticks, and a fucking lobster. The usual shit. Then the Protectron rolled past me, scanned the area, and informed me that the individual I was looking for was approximately 400 yards east. 400 yards! Do you know how annoying that is?
Extremely.
Thank you. At least somebody understands. The machine wasn't even impressed with itself. It just delivered the information and rolled away. Meanwhile, I'd spent 3 days convincing myself I was following an extremely complicated trail. Turns out the man was hiding behind a shed.
A difficult tactical position.
Apparently invisible to everyone except robots. The sad thing is I still enjoy the job. And every now and then I actually catch somebody before Angus, a robot, or random chance gets involved. Not often, but enough to remind me why I started doing this in the first place.
So what's next for Silas Crowe?
Honestly, a vacation would be nice. After that, I'd settle for a criminal with absolutely no interest in civic improvement or personal growth. At that point, I might finally have a chance.
Appalachia, our thanks to Silas Crowe, a bounty hunter whose greatest challenge isn't catching criminals. It's arriving before everyone else does. When we return, we meet a milkman who may secretly be the most dangerous man in America. Our final guest tonight arrives with a profession that should not exist anymore. In a world filled with radiation, raiders, mutants, cryptids, economic collapse, and a complete absence of sensible transportation infrastructure, he has somehow managed to maintain a successful milk delivery business. Even more concerning, nobody seems entirely sure who he is, including him. Please welcome the Milkman.
Thank you, Monroe. Good to be here. I think, truth be told, I don't remember attending. I was delivering milk near Morgantown this morning, then somebody told me there was an interview scheduled, and here I am.
You don't remember agreeing to this?
I don't remember agreeing to most things anymore. I've been delivering milk across Appalachia for so long that large sections of my life have blended together. I don't remember when or where I started. I don't remember my original route. I vaguely remember having a name once.
You forgot your own name?
Years ago. After a while, everybody just called me Milkman, and eventually it seemed easier to accept it than argue. The strange thing is, people always ask how I've survived this long. They see an old delivery wagon and a few Brahmin and assume I'm harmless, which is usually their first mistake.
An interesting answer.
Well, think about it. I've been traveling the roads of Appalachia almost every day for years. Every road, every region, every weather condition, day and night. I've crossed raider territory, Blood Eagle camps, super mutant patrol routes, and areas where sensible people refuse to walk. If I wasn't dangerous, I wouldn't still be delivering milk. A few years ago, a group of raiders tried robbing me near the Savage Divide. Nice enough fellows, very polite. They stepped into the road and demanded my supplies. I explained that the milk was scheduled for delivery. They insisted. I explained again. The misunderstanding lasted about 3 minutes.
What happened to the raiders?
They found different employment. Last I heard, one of them became a fisherman.
That answer raises several questions.
It raised questions for them too. Another time, a deathclaw blocked the road outside Watoga. Big one too. Mean-looking creature. Everybody in the area was avoiding the route. I had deliveries scheduled. So I approached the deathclaw and explained the situation.
You explained the situation to a deathclaw?
Of course. How else is it supposed to know why you're there? Anyway, after a few minutes it left.
And you expect us to believe that?
No, but that's what happened.
Appalachia, our thanks to the Milkman, a man who has spent so long crossing the wasteland that nobody is entirely certain whether he's a delivery driver or a force of nature. When we return, we'll look back on tonight's guests and attempt to make sense of any of it. Well, tonight we've learned that a man can lose an argument with a lobster trap. A community can accidentally become a film studio. A bounty hunter can spend more time chasing Angus than criminals. And a milkman can survive long enough to forget his own name. Looking back, I'm not entirely sure which story concerns me the most. The lobster trap was unfortunate. The bounty hunter is clearly suffering. The milkman may actually be immortal. And somehow the most organized group we spoke to all evening was the one producing films, radio broadcasts, game shows, documentaries, and whatever else Chief Evelyn Cross manages to approve before common sense gets involved. I suppose that's Appalachia. Everybody starts with a simple plan: catch a lobster, hunt a criminal, deliver some milk. Then a few years later, you're explaining your life choices on television, including me, especially me. Good night, Appalachia. Stay safe, stay classified. God bless the Enclave. God bless America. This is The Late Shift.
Welcome to Just In Case with Lincoln Monroe. 3 rounds, 15 questions. Every answer brings you closer to victory or total annihilation. Choose a briefcase, A, B, C, or D. The stakes rises. Each briefcase has a prize. Survive or risk it all. Walk away or open one last case for the grand prize. 1 case wins everything. 3 cases wipe you out. Knowledge is power. For America. No lifelines, no mercy, only Enclave.
In the land of promise and power,